Dallas Cowboys have been ripping through the NFC East, blowing away 3 division rivals. They're undefeated. But one other team is also 3-0. The unbeaten Philadelphia Eagles are rolling as well, with quarterback Randall Cunningham back on the case. Tonight's showdown with the Cowboys has got him dialed into Dallas.
They're that team, that young team that just goes out and just works hard and flies around and gang tackles. You don't have that, you can hang it up, and they have it now.
Throughout his career, he has been one of the most spectacular quarterbacks ever to play the game. The knee is fine now, and Cunningham is wowing him from coast to coast.
Seeing other people just enjoying themselves is what my job is. So I guess I can look at myself, or we can look at ourselves as entertainers.
Equally entertaining is the Eagles' defense, the best in football. But tonight's game is strictly business.
We just want to be a machine that goes out and does what it takes to win, and then get off the field.
It's the battle of the undefeated, the Cowboys and the Eagles, on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Football boogie for you. I bet you're ready for some football. Dallas and Philly are coming your way. It's Monday Night Football and it's time to play.
The Liberty Bell, a familiar landmark in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and another familiar sight, a replica of the bell high atop Veterans Stadium, jammed to the rafters tonight. A noisy, partisan Philadelphia Eagles crowd on hand. A supercharged air of excitement as tonight 2 bitter rivals from the NFC's Eastern Division get it on once again. Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Gifford, along with Al Michaels and Dan Deerdorf. Happy you're with us for a happening, and that's what a Cowboys-Eagles game has become here in Philadelphia. Both teams come in at 3-0, and whoever wins tonight is going to take a big step in winning the Eastern Division of the NFC. Philadelphia, of course, without their quarterback last year, Randall Cunningham, went 10-6. They missed the playoffs, and the Cowboys knocked him out in the 15th week of the season. That has fueled the fire on this long-running rivalry. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys returned to the playoffs. They went 11-5, and amazing turnaround now. Only 3 years after Jimmy Johnson came in. He was 1-15 that first year. They make the playoffs at 11-5. A truly great turnaround.
Since that disastrous '89 season, Frank, the line on their graph has gone straight up. And the question a lot of people asked at the beginning of this year was not if the Cowboys would get to the top, but when. They'll go a long way toward answering that question tonight. Because they're 3-0. They've already beaten Washington. And if they can beat Philadelphia at the Raucous Vet on a Monday night, they can beat anybody, anywhere. And if they win, they're going to wake up tomorrow morning favored by a lot of people to go all the way to the Super Bowl. But Dan, first things first, it's a tough task ahead tonight against a team, the Philadelphia Eagles, playing about as well as you can play.
And you asked the question, and I'll ask another one. Are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the National Football League? And you might say, well, how can you ask that question with them having lost Jerome Brown tragically in the auto accident back in June, and plus they lost their all-pro tight end Keith Jackson to the Miami Dolphins? Well, they've had 2 additions. One, of course, Herschel Walker, the rejuvenated running back that has really brought back the running game to Philadelphia. And, of course, Randall Cunningham, the NFL's most exciting player, is back under center. Factor in the best defense in the National Football League. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFL? If they beat the Cowboys here tonight, the answer is yes.
It is an absolutely perfect night, as Frank stated. At the very top, it is a happening. An electric atmosphere. The crowd has been raucous for the last 15 minutes. And we are finally ready for the kickoff. And the Eagles will send the ball to the Cowboys off the foot of Roger Ruzek, who has booted the ball into the end zone for a touchback 9 times in 17 kickoffs, including 8 straight. Back deep, 83 is Kelvin Martin, 29 is Kenneth Gant. Alexander Wright, who normally runs kicks back, is out with an injury. Martin ruined them last year in the game here. His punt return was the difference in the game. when Dallas came in the next to last week of the season and knocked Philadelphia out of the playoffs. So here we go from the vet. The kick sailing to the 4-yard line, and this is Martin past the 20 and brought down at the 26. And the Dallas Cowboys begin from there. Troy Aikman, the #1 pick out of UCLA by the Cowboys 4 years ago, and now one of the premier quarterbacks in the league. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Emmitt Smith is their key man. Johnston, the blocking back. Irvin, the great wideout, with Harper on the other side. Novacek, the pass-catching tight end. 2-A. Newton, Stepnoski, one of the finest centers in the league. Giesick and Eric Williams, and they'll have their hands full tonight. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. The fake to Smith. White pursues Aikman, who has to throw the ball away. And there's a marker down, and they may call Aikman for grounding. No receiver near the pass.
Yeah, I don't think May, Al. Yeah, that's it. What a disastrous way to start a ballgame.
Look at the speed of Reggie White. 290 pounds.
Intentional grounding. Number 8. Penalty enforcement is the spot of the foul. Loss of down.
Again, a reminder, folks, if you throw the ball away, regardless of where a receiver is, if you're doing it to avoid being sacked, and I'd have to say that was an avoidance of Reggie White.
Up front for the Eagles, White, Golick, and Harmon at the tackles. Simmons, the bookending right defensive end, along with White. Joyner, who had that tremendous Monday night game in Houston last year with Evans and Thomas. The cornerbacks, Jenkins and Allen. Allen went to the Pro Bowl last year, and the hard-hitting Waters and Hopkins are the safeties. It is 2nd down and 25. And Smith goes nowhere as the Eagle defense sends out an immediate message. Mike Golick, number 90, the first to hit him.
Front four, a very familiar one. Of course, missing the great Jerome Brown, who died back in June. But they are playing an inspired brand of football. They play that way anyway, but they're playing it also because of Jerome Brown. He is a specter that hovers over this team.
Eagles, as you saw, 11 straight games not allowing 90 yards rushing, an NFL record. 3rd down, 25 as Aikman throws, and it's picked off at the 35 by John Booty. He's inside the 20. He's down to the 14. And Andre Waters is in the middle of this one, along with Nate Newton.
The benches are clearing.
Well, it only took 1 minute and 10 seconds for all of this to happen.
Well, all I think back is to what Jimmy Johnson told us yesterday. When we won the game here in December, we didn't have a turnover. If you allow the Eagles, they will go into a frenzy early if you make a mistake. This is a mistake, and the Eagles are in a frenzy.
For the Cowboys, not only have they lost the ball, but Mark Stepnoski has been injured. Their center still out on the field.
Another look. And Troy Aikman, who had been told not to take chances with it, throw it away, throw it into the ground, take the penalty, do anything but turn it over, makes the mistake early.
Well, Booty played it perfectly. He knew he had Wes Hopkins deep. He was able to fall off underneath. And John Booty knows that he has given his team a lift early. Lots of pride on this Eagle defense, and justifiably so. Last year, #1 against the rush, #1 against the pass, #1 overall. They are exactly the same now after 3 weeks of the season. And look at this. At least 1 turnover in 100 of the last 102 regular season games. If you like anything about defensive football, they're fun to watch.
There's Booty, former Jet, when Rich Kotite was the offensive coordinator there. Several former Jets on this Eagles football team. Bud Carson, of course, the defensive coordinator, when Rich was the offensive coordinator with the Jets, and Bud Carson recognized by people in this game today as maybe the premier defensive coordinator around.
First down, Eagles at the 14, a minute 10 into the game. Cunningham off the fake, gets pressured, steps up inside the 10, down to the 3. It's going to be first and goal. He's stopped by Tony Tolbert. Here is the Eagle offense. 8 touchdown passes, nary an interception in the first 3 games for Cunningham. Walker, of course, the former Cowboy and Viking, a new home here with Byers, who does everything. Barnett and Williams emerging as a fine tandem. Pat Beach is the tight end, with Keith Jackson having been signed by Miami. Heller, Shad, Alexander, Floyd, and Anton Davis, the offensive line, which was a sore spot for the Eagles the last couple of years, but they seem to be improving. First down, first and goal. Here's Walker burrowing to the 1-yard line.
Tremendous second effort there, and the Eagles in effect are in a 3 tight end situation down here. Pete Byers, their big, talented, versatile back, who can block like a tight end.
Here is the defensive front for the Cowboys with Tolbert, Casillas, Maryland, and Charles Haley, the former 49er, to shore him up. They go with a rookie, Robert Jones out of East Carolina, flanked by Smith and Norton. The secondary, they like to gamble a lot. They're suspect. Holton Brown on the corners, Washington and Horton are the safeties. Second down and goal from the 1. That's Byers in motion. Walker and Herschel gets bunched up at the 1-yard line. Robert Jones and Vincent Smith are there, and the one thing the Eagles have had a problem with is running for touchdowns. They have not rushed for one since late last season. Every one of their scores this year have come through the air.
Well, one of the things they try to do on that play, watch the cross block. Watch the right guard pull out and try to make a block and get driven all the way back. Eric Floyd gets pounded into the backfield. When you're on the 1-yard line, any type of straight-ahead blocking makes more sense than combination blocking.
Randall good at the bootleg from this position, giving him an option to run or pass.
Third and goal. Byers in motion out of a tight set. Here's the roll to the right. Touchdown.
Touchdown Randall, home run Frank.
Well, he's beginning to get more back into the Randall Cunningham of old. The first couple of games this season, he was hesitant. Last week, he proved that he can pull the ball down and run with it. And that is a play that so many teams have watched Randall Cunningham perform. He does get away from the linebacker, makes a good escape from Vincent Smith, but again, great athleticism on the part of Randall Cunningham.
Roger Ruzek for the point after. Jeff Eagles to hold and Pat Beach to snap it. Tough to start any better than that. Roaring crowd, 2 undefeated teams, 3:25 into the game, an interception and a touchdown to follow for Randall Cunningham, and the Eagles take a 7-0 lead. Veteran Stadium in Philadelphia. Calvin Williams, 89, along with Randall Cunningham. The Eagles off to a perfect start. Create the turnover, go in for the touchdown, lead it 7-0. The Eagles this season have already outscored the opposition 83-27. Aikman ready to lead the offense back out. Gant and Martin are back to receive for Dallas, and Roger Ruzek to put it in the air. Ruzek, a former Cowboy. His first kick went to the 5-yard line, and this one to about the same spot. Martin again. Oh, what a tackle by Heath Sherman, the Philadelphia running back.
Even the Eagle running backs are hard hitters.
Well, I'll tell you, Dallas has got to come out here now and settle down. And if they get another turnover, this could be lights out very, very early. They just come out, play their offense. They know they got a good football team. Look at this hit. Heath Sherman, the running back. And that's textbook.
That is
driving
right through. You got that. I mean, you can just teach that to anybody. That's precision.
Mark Stepnoski, who was shaken up on the last Dallas series is okay and back in and snaps the ball to Aikman, who gives it to Emmitt Smith, who can't go anywhere.
Oh, the ball came out of there.
Ball came loose. An Eagle had it.
Jerry Markbright.
I'm sure he pulled it out before he went down.
No, they're going to whistle it dead.
Very fortunate, I think, for Dallas. It looked to me like the ball was stripped out before Smith hit the ground. Okay, he's got the ball. Now let's watch to the left and see an Eagle's going to come in and actually grab the football. There it is right there, Clyde Simmons. A good break for Dallas. That was a fumble.
2nd and 10 from the 16. Aikman throws a little bit behind Irvin, who makes a great catch, though. He's inside the 40, the 30, and brought down at the 22-yard line by Eric Allen. And that's exactly the type of thing that Michael Irvin can do. The spectacular catch and the great speed, and all of a sudden, the Cowboys are at the Philadelphia 25-yard line.
This time Eric Allen makes the mistake. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and he goes for the interception. But look at this catch. Reaching back behind him, in the concentration, and it's a foot race that he'll lose, but not until he gets a first down at the 25-yard line. Eric Allen going for that interception. The Eagles are always thinking turnover.
You have to give that credit, though, I think, to Michael Irvin. I mean, that was a poorly thrown pass, well behind him, Frank. Amazing catch.
59 yards. And Aikman going for 7, throws incomplete. Novacek, the tight end, who catches a lot of passes, was double covered. So Michael Irvin, who had a tremendous day against Phoenix in the Cowboys' last game 2 weeks ago, he scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and 3 overall, picking up tonight where he left off 2 weeks ago.
And if ever a team was desperate to get out of their end of the field, I mean, look at the concentration reaching back with that right hand.
That's a great effort.
That sure is.
Big, talented receiver.
2nd and 10. Dallas at the Philadelphia 25. 10:04 left first quarter. 7-0 Eagles. A little toss to Emmitt Smith. And Smith, who led the league in rushing last season, picks up a very hard-earned 4 yards. He was belted, and I mean belted, by Isaiah Jenkins.
He was repelled. We've got an Eagle player down on the field.
And slow in getting back
Seth
up.
Joyner.
Seth Joyner.
Oh, he's such an important element to this defense. Trying to shake it off, not going towards the bench. Looking now to the bench.
And
Seth
a man
Joyner
who is a guy who likes Monday night, Frank.
Oh, wasn't he great in Houston? Al alluded to it a while ago. Incredible night. 3 interceptions he had, or 3 sacks of quarterbacks that night.
3rd and 5, and Aikman hits Irvin, who gets wide open for the touchdown.
I think it was a play.
I think, did Philadelphia call a timeout before the play is the question.
I don't think this was a play. The officials are acting like it never happened.
Play does not count. Philadelphia called a timeout prior to the snap. First charge, timeout, Philadelphia.
And it was actually Eric Allen, the man that was covering Irvin, that called the timeout. And Michael, that's the only reason you were that wide open. But Eric Allen, the player who's covering Irvin, is actually the guy that signals the timeout, and that's why Michael was so wide open. Here's Allen right here. Look at him. This is Irvin here, but look at him calling for the timeout. So he just lets Irvin go right on by. It got the Cowboy fans excited for a minute, but no deal.
To nothing. Rich Kotite now in his 2nd season with the Eagles. Took over when Buddy Ryan was fired. Jimmy Johnson, of course, only the 2nd coach in the history of the Cowboys. After the great Landry run, Jerry Jones bought the team. Johnson in his 4th year. After the timeout, it is 3rd and 5 at the 20-yard line as Aikman retreats, picks up the first down. Novacek makes the catch. He's out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Wes Hopkins and Isaiah Jenkins converge on the tackle. It's going to be 1st and goal.
And Novacek was working on Seth Joyner, guys, and I don't think Joyner can cover him. Seth Joyner is going to have to come out of the game. I mean, he should take himself out because he didn't look like he was able to stay anywhere near Jay Novacek.
And Novacek is not your ordinary tight end. You can put him out playing with a wide receiver, and we know that Joyner is playing with a bad leg, but Novacek has got great speed, great quickness, and it's hard to cover him with a healthy linebacker.
It's a gallant effort by Joyner. I'm not sure if he can pull it off.
First and goal. Aikman might have had that one tipped, looking for Novacek at the 6, and it's second down and goal with 8:46 remaining in the opening quarter. Novacek signed late. Took him a while to get up to speed. He's caught 9 balls in the first 3 games and is a very big part of their offense, much as Keith Jackson was when he played with Philadelphia. The Philly offense will now have to change with Pat Beach taking over the Jackson role. Second down, goal. Joyner still in.
I wonder if Bud Carson is in some sort of a coverage where he's giving Joyner help.
Here is Smith. And a nice tackle is made at the 9-yard line, creating third and goal. That's William Thomas who got a hold of him and didn't let go. Third and goal as you look at Bud Carson, the longtime assistant with several championship teams, and the head coach at Cleveland, and now the defensive coordinator here.
I think this guy knew coming here, Emmitt Smith, that yards were going to be hard. They're hard for everybody that plays the green and white.
44 yards in the first game a year ago, and then 75 in the game the Cowboys won here in December.
Third down and goal from the 7. That's Kelvin Martin in motion. 4-man rush. Aikman throws. Catch made by Martin, and he gets in for the touchdown. Izell Jenkins almost had him at the 1. Martin takes it in. So what a bizarre drive for Dallas. The fumble that wasn't a fumble. The great catch by Irvin. The touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. And then finally they get in.
Kelvin Martin and Troy Aikman, they were right in sync on this one. Aikman picks up the single coverage. Izell Jenkins. And moving back into the ball is Martin. Spins to the end zone. Superb effort to get in.
And talk about being all alone. Izell Jenkins had no help. The nearest eagle was a good 5 yards away.
And Aikman read the defense.
You want to play cornerback in this league? That ought to make you think twice about it.
Lynn Elliott boots it through, and with 7:55 to go in the first quarter in Philly, it's 7-7. With 7:55 to go in the first quarter. As you look at Izell Jenkins beaten by Martin on the last play. The bouncing kick off the foot of Elliott bounces through the end zone. By Sekahema, hands it to Jerry Markwright, and the Eagles will begin their next drive at the 20-yard line. Kelvin Martin on the right, scoring his first touchdown since November 12th of 1989. As you look into Veterans Stadium from high above, the Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron providing the scenics. Take a look at the numbers on the Dallas scoring drive, engineered by Aikman. When we say Martin hasn't scored a touchdown since '89, that's a touchdown on a pass. He's scored a couple on punt returns, including one on our opening Monday night game this year.
And one here last year against the Eagles that broke their back.
85 yards. Here's Cunningham off the fake on first down from the 20, hitting Barnett, who escapes a tackle, and Barnett with a big game into Dallas territory.
Well, this... I don't think we've got many people leaving town or leaving their televisions while this is getting underway. What a start to this ballgame.
That's just a straight zone defense by Dallas. They drop back in their zones, and Barnett coming all the way across and underneath the top part of the zone, behind the lower layer. And have you ever seen a better thrown football than that? He just flicked it out there. When you talk to Luke Carpenter, the receivers coach, no one throws the ball he's ever seen like Randall Cunningham. A lot of revs, as he says, but a very soft ball.
Barnett, their leading receiver, that's his 18th grab of the year. It's a 34-yard gain. There's the fake to Walker. Cunningham steps up, and and then gets hit from behind and fumbles, and he's been prone to doing that a lot this season. Tony Tolbert is right there, but Randall is able to get it back.
It came right to him like it was on a string. It hit the ground and one hopped right back into Randall's arms. Tolbert is going to chase him from behind. Immediately it's Charles Haley who flushes Randall. And there's the ball stripped loose by Tolbert. Good hustle by a lot of members of the Cowboy front four. And a fortunate bounce for Philadelphia.
2nd and 7 at the 43. Here's Keith Byers. And the versatile one is stopped after a minimal gain at the 43-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 6. Vincent Smith makes the tackle. Well, down the road we go next Monday night to our nation's capital, where the Washington Redskins, who were shocked by Phoenix yesterday, and are 2-2, take on the Broncos, led by who else? John Elway, who does it again, leading them to a 1-point win over Kansas City at Mile High.
Poor old Marty Schottenheimer. Kansas City will never, ever want to go to Denver again.
I don't think he's considering a condo purchase overlooking Mile High Stadium.
Pick your Rockets, and you know what?
3rd and 6 at the 43. Cunningham. Good protection. And then it is picked off at the 25-yard line by Isaac Holt, who brings it back to the 27 on a pass intended for Floyd Dixon.
The gambler comes up with one. Isaac Holt.
He just anticipates the break by Dixon, Frank, and he makes it look easy stepping right in front.
Good move by Holt. Gambling that Dixon was not going to take it deep because no one was behind him.
Was that a soft corner by Dixon, Frank? I mean, that was not a sharp break. And that when a defensive back can that easily step in front of a receiver, you have to wonder if the receiver didn't run a soft pattern, he should have been sharper coming back, making that break, coming back to his quarterback.
Particularly against Holt, because he'll play you that way.
That's the first interception thrown by Cunningham this year. It is Holt's first interception of the season, and only the second by the Cowboys. 5:40 to go in the opening quarter. The game tied at 7, and Emmitt Smith on a sweep bounces for 3, turning no gain into a 3-yard pickup up to the 30-yard line. Mike Golick makes the stop. Emmitt Smith in his 3rd year out of Florida. Golick, the brother of the Raiders' Bob Golick.
What did Bob say to us last week when we saw the Raiders? How come my brother wears M. Golick on the back of his shirt? Are they going to confuse him with any of the other Golicks on the Eagle team? I just want to know, how could two brothers look so dissimilar? One tall and angular, the other one... Sorry, Bob.
2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line. Aikman to Novacek, who loses the football. It's incomplete. No catch, no fumble. 3rd down. Andre Waters with the coverage.
Andre Waters, who really got things started here last week. A couple tremendous hits against the Broncos that seemed to set the tone for what was to follow. And what followed was one of the worst drubbings I have ever seen. No opposing runner has gained more than 28 big ones.
And Cowboys right now in a situation that you do not want to get into against the Eagles. They will pin their ears back and come.
3rd and 7, and here they come, and there goes Aikman. Eagles think they dislodged it. Mark Wright says no.
He's ruling it a forward pass.
That was just the entire offensive line collapsing back into Aikman. Enough coverage downfield that Aikman could not release the ball on that 5 count that he likes to release it on. And they just collapsed into their quarterback.
But he had his hand coming forward, and it's simply an incomplete pass. No sack, and 4th down.
Look at the surge here. Simmons on your right. Reggie White coming in from the left side. And White doing the most damage.
Almost looked like Aikman didn't let that ball go intentionally. A good pickup here for the Eagles by Sikahema.
He's a dangerous one.
Former Cardinal and Packer, plan B pickup to run back kicks. Mike Saxon to punt. He's one of the best in the league. And the whistle blows with 4:40 And it's going to be a delay of the game call against the Cowboys to the displeasure of Johnson. Let's get the call from Mark Bright.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's the special teams there. You've got to be ready to get in there. And the Cowboys slow getting in there to get set.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the NFL assigns a referee like Jerry Mark Bright to something as hot as this game between the Eagles and the Cowboys?
One of the very best, and has been for a long time. Saxon's punt. Fair catch called for and made by Sikahema at the 40-yard line. 35-yard boot. Eagles get it back. 4:33 to go in the first quarter. The game time 7-7. Now it's time for our regular feature on what's new in the world of sports science. Up and why not? Each team had a week off. It's just like the Super Bowl. Everybody had 2 weeks to prepare for this one.
What a game for Dallas, though. If they could win tonight, they will have beaten Washington, the Giants, and Phoenix, and Philadelphia, everyone in their division.
Clean sweep. And of course, they have to play them all again, including at Washington. Here's Herschel Walker pulling for 7. Out to the 47-yard line. Charles Haley, the former 49er, picked up by Dallas prior to the start of the season, makes the stop. And what a key man he will be as this season progresses for the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, it's just an indication of the commitment that Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson have to winning. I mean, here's Charles Haley, who was unhappy in San Francisco, let everybody know it, and yet since he's been in Dallas has just been perfect. Jimmy Johnson said it could not have worked out any better for him.
2nd and 3 at the 47th. Good protection, catch made by Barnett, and he fights for a first down and more, and Barnett then loses the football. Was it down? And the umpire is saying yes. Barnett likes to do that. He does that in the end zone a lot. That's part of his touchdown move. Here, he's stretching for extra yardage.
He'll do it for a first down also, and that's what he thought he was doing there, I think, Al, and he fortunately was down, fortunately for the Eagles, and the official right on top of it. It was a great effort to pull out of the grasp of Larry Brown, but he's carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. Now, look at him stretch it out. He is down when he releases the football.
You can't count how many risks he took carrying the ball. Larry's down. He has the ball. But, you know, he's just carrying it in the right hand, one-handed, the left hand, one-handed. That'll come out sooner or later.
First down at the 43-yard line. Herschel Walker again to the 39-yard line. Robert Jones and James Washington make the stop, and there's no question about Herschel Walker. He has made both teams in this game tonight better.
He certainly has. He made Dallas better by leaving, and he's made Philadelphia better by arriving.
He could be one of the few players that put 2 different teams into a Super Bowl.
Yep. He hits Washington.
Look like he's running that hard.
As James Washington. Washington hits Walker, and Walker ends up spotting the football 3 yards farther down the field.
He's incredibly strong.
2nd down and 6. Fakes to Walker. Cunningham, as he does so well, scrambles for another first down and then gets knocked down by the rookie, or knocked down by Ken Norton. Norton was trying to pull up. The side judge is right there, and there is no flag. Well, I don't believe.
That's the pressure Randall can put on you, though. The cornerback, Larry Brown, didn't know whether to come up and make the play, go back with the receiver. He went with the receiver, and Cunningham turned it into a nifty pickup.
Well, the crowd is booing, and I think justifiably so. Norton hits Cunningham
13
well out of bounds.
3/4.
Jerry didn't know he had his mic on.
I mean, that is a penalty. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Ken Norton makes contact with Randall Cunningham out of bounds. Do they call this or not? But look, I know he's trying to pull up.
I think he even tried to hold him up.
But why did he even touch him? I mean, is there really a need to even make contact with the guy?
Well, we were also looking at it in slow motion. There it is.
I mean, nobody's going to call that a violent blow.
Look, he's trying to keep him up.
Well, from that angle.
But a great play by Cunningham as Larry Brown was tied up with Barnett. Brown Brown didn't know whether to come up or stay with Barnett. He stayed with Barnett. Cunningham pulled it down.
The 12-yard run and a 14-yard penalty, which was half the distance, and this play is dead before its inception. Tony Casillas grabbing Cunningham, but the whistle was blown before the snap.
False start, number 73, offense. Prior to the snap, first down.
Ron Heller over on the left side. Got his hands full tonight. He'll be dealing primarily with Charles Haley, even though they do move Haley over to the left side occasionally. But Haley with the incredible quickness. Not all that big, and he's a man you like to run at. If you go directly at him, you can handle him pretty good. And we've seen the Eagles do it a couple times tonight.
First and 15 at the 18. A minute 56 to go in the quarter. Game tied at 7. Cunningham lofting it into the end zone, and it is incomplete, intended for the tight end Pat Beach, covered by Larry Brown, the corner. Beach, a long-time Colt, in fact so long time that he played with the Colts in Baltimore, as Heller has a couple of words with the umpire over the last call, and for Beach, who was picked up by the Jets and waived by them, it's been a dream come true to wind up not only with the Eagles, but then have Keith Jackson sign with Miami.
Over in the left side again, Haley, Charles Haley, with the incredible quickness, and obviously putting two people on, and Herschel Walker helping out Heller.
Well,
Heller got an extra shot in there.
Yeah, you could say so.
On second and 15, going to the corner of the end zone again, and that's incomplete, and no flag as Brown gets wrapped up with Calvin Williams.
Well, Larry Brown got tied up with Pat Beach on the last play into the end zone. Didn't get a flag because the ball was way over Beach's head and nowhere near to catchable. Let's take a look at this one from behind. We see Williams making his break to the outside.
Oh boy, that's very close to drawing a flag.
Yeah, I wish we could see his left hand and how much pressure he put on Williams.
Well, the initial shot was after the 5 yards where you're allowed to make contact with the receiver. That could have drawn a flag.
Here it is again. Very close. You're right, that is close.
Third and 15, Barnett in motion. They had Byers flank to the left, and Cunningham lost one to the right, and that's incomplete, and Williams looks for another flag and doesn't get it.
Just good, strong coverage again.
Kenneth Gant that time. And fourth down.
Well, there's major contact.
Gant's a former cornerback, and he played that like a cornerback. He comes in the nickel, and it gives you good man-for-man coverage when you have to isolate him, and that was a good play. Again, the kind of play that is very close to drawing the flag, but both corners got away with it.
Well, I think we've certainly seen a new indication on how things are going to be called for the balance of the game, which is fine as long as it remains consistent from now until the end of the game.
36-yard attempt, ball spotted at the 26, and we've got a whistle before that play develops.
I think we had contact on the line of scrimmage, or else some sort of a false start that stops it early.
No one will ever say that Jimmy Johnson doesn't get into a football game. He was like a high school kid out there before this game, loving the feeling of it.
We have a delay of game. 5-yard penalty against the offense. Fourth down.
Well, that's going to make it a 41-yard field goal attempt now.
Rizak has been so hot this year. He has not missed. He's 5 of 5.
Herky-jerky first quarter. Neither team wants the other to really get into a rhythm, but plenty of excitement to this point. 7-7.
It looked like Dallas was in big trouble until Michael Irvin reached behind him and caught that football and took Dallas from deep in their own territory.
41-yard attempt by Rizak, who hasn't missed one this season and still hasn't. With 1:34 remaining in the opening quarter, it is now 10-7. And it will go into the books officially as a 40-yarder. Ball spotted just inside the 41 for Ruzek. So the Cowboys will get the ball back, and we can tell you college football will be coming your way this Saturday. And another beauty for you, Miami coming off that victory over Florida State by 3, going to what they call Happy Valley. And it's been pretty happy for the Nittany Lions of Penn State because they're 5-0 and 7th ranked in the country this Saturday at noon Eastern time. And then the second half of the doubleheader featuring regional action, those games in your regions.
And don't forget that calling your local cable operator will give you access to those games if you have an interest in one of those that's not being shown in your area. The Michigan State game, a distinct possibility at the Deerdorf household.
I have a feeling you'll be in your favorite chair, all curled up in front of the TV, and you're having called your local cable, I'm sure.
My shawl and my hot cocoa.
Yes.
Dog and slippers.
Shawls and hot cocoa have no place with this game tonight. This has been, to this point, exactly what we thought it would be. Very hard-hitting, aggressive play on both sides of the football. And a team, 2 teams, full of playmakers, full of big play kind of people.
Martin and Gant are back to receive the kick from Ruzek. Again, Alexander Wright, who is their kickoff returner, is hurt and inactive tonight. And this is Martin, who scored the touchdown on that pass reception. Kelvin out past the 20.
Look out.
Martin past the 40. Runs into his own man, Bates, and that enables Otis Smith to come from behind and make the tackle.
Oh, Ruzek made a superb play. He saved the touchdown. He didn't make the tackle, but he was able to slow Martin down by playing off the block. Otherwise, Martin is in the end zone.
Yeah, Bates hits Ruzek, and then Martin hits Bates, and that is exactly the scenario. It's tough to come all the way across the field. There is Bates. Watch him hit Ruzek right there, and then Martin collides with Bates, and that break of stride, that finishes it off. Billy Bates is just doing his job and ends up really foiling a Dallas touchdown.
First down from the 39-yard line. Here's Emmitt Smith going nowhere, running right into the shirt of Clyde Simmons.
Boy, and against this bunch, 39 yards is a long way from the end zone. I mean, 39 yards against some teams is all right. Against these guys.
But you know, Dan, you've got to go with the run. You've got to keep trying to run the football to keep that defense honest. They're tough enough when they're playing pass. You've got to make them at least think run.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Well, Dallas having a very difficult time establishing the running game. Smith, 6 carries, 10 yards.
But they can't stop.
Right. 2nd and 10. Novacek in motion. Smith stays in the block. Aikman throws over the middle. Hits Novacek. First down at the 22-yard line. Wes Hopkins makes the tackle.
And again, Joyner was in there involved in the coverage.
And let's see if we can see Seth Joyner's footwork. He looks to me like he's having trouble planting his foot and moving laterally. All right, let's watch it. Novacek's going to move outside and then inside. Do you see the way Joyner pulled that right foot back behind him? He didn't appear to me to be able to plant on that foot and pivot back to the inside.
But again, Novacek is like an outside receiver. They even used him as a slot man in motion on that play.
That is the end of the first quarter. The Eagles lead the Cowboys 10-7.
Cowboys, that is Norm Turner, the offensive coordinator, on the left, and Dave Wanstedt, the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator, on the right. And I think they have picked up on the fact that Seth Joyner is hurting.
We start the second quarter. Eagles up by 3. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Emmitt Smith on his biggest run of the night picks up a first down. He's run out of bounds by Wes Hopkins inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal at the 7.
Boy, good block there by Alvin Harper as we look at the first quarter numbers. Each team with a turnover, but you see that Dallas gave up 7 points on their turnover. Time of possession, well, how about 2 seconds difference?
Yeah, but in the past games, Philadelphia's been dominating in time of possession, and as you see there, they're right even with them.
And as hard as this game has been played, and so many of the good things seems to have happened for the Eagles, look who's getting ready to put some points on the board, the Dallas Cowboys.
They have a first and goal. The ball is spotted at the 8-yard line. Big hole for Smith. And then a hard tackle made at the 4-yard line as he runs into the brace of safeties, Waters and Hopkins. Second and goal.
Andre and I have had our disagreements in the past, but I don't think anybody can argue with the fact that Andre Waters, the last couple of years in the National Football League, has cleaned it up. This is a guy who always hit as hard as anybody in the game, and the last couple of years in the NFL has been playing strong safety, as good and as hard and as clean as anybody.
Prior to that, he had drawn a couple of heavy fines.
Second and goal from the 4. Emmitt Smith again for a gain of 1.5 yards as Simmons wrapped him up at the 4, and then Smith was able to keep the legs moving and ride Clyde for another 1.5 yards. It'll be third down and goal.
And the Cowboys looking at a rarity, a possible score on the ground against Philadelphia. They don't give up many.
Looks like Clyde Simmons has his right hand on the face mask of Emmitt Smith, but obscured. A lot of production for a 9th-round draft choice, Clyde Simmons.
Aikman takes a timeout as the Cowboys prepare for a third and goal.
Is that their second timeout they've had to take already? Just their first. Ah, good guess.
Half right.
One of those.
By 3 as the Cowboys come up to the line of scrimmage, which is the 2-yard line. The Eagles have allowed 1 rushing touchdown in the last 10 games dating back to last year. Third and goal after the timeout. Aikman to throw. Aikman scrambling and looking and throwing, and it's picked off in the end zone by Wes Hopkins.
I think they're going to rule it at the 1-yard line.
It was deflected in the end zone and then picked off by Hopkins on a third and goal.
Hopkins, in trying to concentrate, bobbled the ball. He was out over the goal line, and they're going to mark it there. He tried to get back.
I think William Thomas was the guy who gets a right hand on the ball. He's hustling all the way across. All right, a couple key things happen here. First of all, number 56, Byron Evans, forces the throw. There's Thomas with the right hand, flips it up in the air where Wes Hopkins makes it, and Hopkins in no man's land, straddling the goal line.
But again, Aikman trying to force something to happen. He could have pulled that down. He wouldn't have scored, but they would have got 3 points out of it.
3 people, though. Byron Evans hustling to force the throw. Thomas with the good right hand, and Hopkins with the alertness.
Eagles looking for breathing space. This is Heath Sherman out to the 4-yard line to give them some breathing room. It'll be 2nd and 7. ABC's Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
You make a valid point, though, Frank, about you don't do anything that compromises your team's chances of putting points on the board.
2nd down and 7. As Sherman takes it out to the 7. And the Cowboys felt the ball had come loose. James Washington arguing it should have been a fumble. And the head linesman saying, no, sir. 3rd down.
The officials ruling forward progress. It halted to the point where they rule it dead. Again, a reminder, these two teams have had 15 days to get ready for this. Both coaches have talked about the difficulty of keeping their respective teams in check, trying to not leave this game on the practice field.
3rd and 4 from the 7.
Interesting offensive set inside your 10-yard line. Still 4 wide receivers.
Out of the gun, Herschel Walker makes the catch, fights for the first down. Godfrey Miles takes him down at the 11-yard line. And it should be enough. It is a first down for Philadelphia.
Herschel Walker, who I think caught over 70 passes as a Dallas Cowboy, as both a wide receiver and working out of the backfield, makes a big play. for the Eagles. And again, it shows the trust that Rich Kotite has in his quarterback, Randall Cunningham, not to jeopardize anything with a turnover down deep in your own territory. They go with the 4 wide receivers, and they get the first.
From the 12, Walker fights to the 20-yard line. James Washington making the tackle along with Robert Jones as each tries to wrestle the ball away as well.
If you're going to get the ball away from Herschel Walker, you're going to have to bring a jackhammer. Look at him cover up the ball, knowing where he is on the field. Watch him keep 2 hands on the ball. He goes through, and the minute he senses any trouble, he covers that thing up, and they're trying to get it. They're trying to get it. Every ball carrier better really seriously consider keeping both hands on the football from start to finish.
2nd and a yard and a half, and Walker close to the 22, close to a first down, popped by Robert Jones, the rookie out of East Carolina, the only rookie in the Dallas starting lineup.
No stranger to seeing a number 55 play middle linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. That was the great Leroy Jordan's number.
14 years, multiple Pro Bowls.
I believe Robert Jones and Leroy Jordan are right next to each other in the directory of Dallas Cowboy players. Alphabetically, they are side by side. Jones preceding Jordan.
First down. Rich Kotite, when they picked up Herschel Walker, they let him do what he wanted to do all the time he was in Minnesota. He lines up about 7 yards deep. They zone block basically everything. They don't take him wide to the outside. He's not a cutback runner at all. He's a power runner. When he sees a gap, he hits it, and he sees it very well from about 6 or 7 yards deep. There he is from 7 yards.
From the 22-yard line. Cunningham escaping. Turns a loss into a short gain, tackled by Vincent Smith at the 24-yard line. Russell Maryland hit him first. Vintage Randall.
It's fun to watch, isn't it?
Yeah. He breaks away from that one tackle. The Cowboys were in a rare man-for-man defense. He would have been long gone. He reads that man-for-man, too, and he pulls the ball down right there.
It's just remarkable, and made all the more so when you meet and talk to Randall Cunningham when he's in street clothes. So frail, so thin. You just wonder how he survived.
2nd and 8. Walker for about 3. Stopped by Robert Jones with 8:55 remaining in the first half, and the Eagles on top, 10-7.
Randall looking over. Rich Kotite calls the offensive plays for the Eagles. There's Zeke Bratkowski, the quarterback's coach, who is just in awe of Randall Cunningham's ability to throw the football. Forget about the athleticism, because they've never seen anyone like it. He has the strength. He can fire the ball that's flat-footed 30 or 40 yards. And just with his arm.
3rd and 5 at the 27-yard line. Play fake, and then the toss is out of reach for Keith Byers. Incomplete and 4th down. Byers, drafted as a running back, he's been everything. H-back, tight end, you name it. They split him. He has been their most versatile player for the last 3 or 4 seasons.
And even though that drive ended on a bad play, an incomplete pass, a successful drive for the Eagles. They started at their 1-yard line.
After the interception. Jeff Beagles with the kick, and a fair catch is called for at the 20-yard line by Kelvin Martin. That was a beauty.
They gained 69 yards in field position.
53 on that punt.
Yeah.
Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron. A look at downtown Philadelphia. One Liberty Place in the center of your picture there on a sparkling early autumn evening. Temperature around 53 degrees. Raucous crowd. Eagles lead by 3. First down Dallas from the 21-yard line. Emmitt Smith out to the 25-yard line. Tackled by Joyner. And Golick as well. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Emmitt Smith, who's had tremendous success against the rest of the league. 2 games last year against the Eagles was limited to 3.1 yards per carry. And tonight, 35 yards, 10 carries. The league average is normally around 4.0.
We got half of that 35 on one carry.
That league average isn't against the Eagles.
Second on average. Second and 6 from the 25-yard line. Aikman drops it off for Smith, and Emmitt Smith goes for a first down as he's run out of bounds by Andre Waters. He is not a big part of the passing game because he carries the ball so much, but for Emmitt Smith, that is nonetheless his 12th reception of the season. And it comes at an opportune time as it nets a first down for the Cowboys.
Eagles trying to get double coverage on the outside receivers of the Dallas Cowboys, and often that's going to turn loose the running back. And that was the case at that point as the linebackers were underneath and they were doubling the outside.
First and 10 from the 32. Pump fake. Now going deep for Harper. And Harper cannot make the catch at the 25-yard line. Izell Jenkins with the coverage.
Harper, the receiver from Tennessee, also a world-class high jumper. They use him in situations where they get down into fade patterns at the goal line. This time he goes up high but doesn't come down with it. Had a chance to handle this ball. It would have been tough. And a good play by Jenkins to disturb the concentration.
Well, Jenkins actually pulls down Harper's arm after he makes contact with the football. It looked like Harper was going to catch that. And as he went to pull it in, Izell Jenkins actually pulls his forearms down. Nicely done.
Second and 10 from the 32. Throwing underneath to Novacek. And Novacek tackled at the 41, short of the first down. Jenkins and Joyner stop him a yard short of the first down.
You just can't play Novacek like most tight ends in the league. You have to play him in a passing situation, certainly with a defensive back. Linebackers are not going to stay with him. That time Seth Joyner, who is playing hurt, no question tonight, had dropped off. And now Joyner's going to get a little breather. Rose comes in
at the 41. Third and 1, Dallas. Smith, first down. Emmitt to the 44-yard line as the clock ticks down to 6 minutes remaining in the first half, and the Eagles on top 10-7.
I just can't help but watch the Dallas Cowboys on offense, on defense, their special teams alertness, and every time it seems they handle the ball being so close to breaking a big play. All I can think about is 1 and 15. What, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
1 and 15. And now look at this ball club.
Young and emerging
and on the way up, and obviously a ways to go. This team gets better every week.
From the 44, Aikman flushed out, throws on to Ron, and that's incomplete, and there is no flag intended for Michael Irvin, covered by Hopkins. White putting the pressure on. So we've illustrated, in a sense, how far the Cowboys have come with Jimmy Johnson. There he was in '89.
One win was against Washington.
Nice
right?
sound effect.
A little bit better in 1990, and then last season, one of only 3 teams in league history to improve by 4 or more wins in 2 consecutive seasons. The Vikings did it in the late 60s, and the 49ers did it in Bill Walsh's first 3 seasons.
That's the animation that the guys on Sunday can only dream about.
Is Kelvin Martin for a first down as he takes it into Eagle territory and tackled at the 45-yard line.
Yep, that unlimited Monday night budget. We can...
They may have nightmares about it.
Jimmy Johnson arguing that Andre Waters came up and speared Martin when he was on the ground.
Well, when you have a reputation that Andre Waters has had over the years, but you're going to get attention like this. But
I
he
think
could have very well have got a flag.
The other point, you have to, it looked like he was in the air when Martin was just hitting it. Close.
From the 45, Emmitt Smith. Stopped by Mike Golick after a minimal gain. 4:20 remaining in the first half.
And another intimidating pop by Waters.
Second and 9 at the 44-yard line. Waters and Hopkins, the two safeties. Andre in his 9th year. Hopkins also in his 9th year. In terms of service, Hopkins, the longest serving of the current Eagles. Here since '83. From the 44-yard line on second and 9. And Aikman gets tackled at just about the line of scrimmage. Harmon and Simmons converge for the tackle. It'll be third and long.
I think Harmon decleated Troy Aikman. Reached out a hand and snagged his leg. Andy Harmon from Kent State. Again, a promising-looking kid for a 6th-round draft choice.
They're getting a lot of work out of him, alternating along the interior part of that line. He can also play on the outside.
Well, everybody in the middle is getting a lot more work because of Jerome Brown. There you see Harmon gets in. Now, he's got Aikman's shoe there. Now, are we going to see some sportsmanship? No.
23.
Go get it yourself.
23.
Mark Bright setting the
23 seconds on the play clock.
Andy Harmon saying, hey, if you're going to run away from me and make me work to catch you, go get your own shoe.
And 9 at the 44-yard line. Aikman pressured, throws underneath for Smith. He loses the football as Joyner made the tackle. Loose on the far side. Who's got the football?
I think there's going to be
Dallas.
a holding call against Philadelphia.
There's a flag down at the 27-yard line, well downfield.
Well, Seth Joyner, he's not playing at full speed. But even at 80%, he's still better than most linebackers in this game, and he forces a fumble by stripping the ball away.
Novacek coming off the line of scrimmage there. He's going to draw the holding call.
Holding, number 30, defense.
Ouch.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Otis Smith,
Ouch.
part of the nickel combination and doing anything he can to slow down Novacek. Novacek breaking to the inside, and Smith sensing he was going to be beaten deep, and he was man for man. He had to hold him, and he did, and drew the flag.
Keep in mind that field judge back there, his responsibility is to watch the tight end release from the line of scrimmage. It was apparent the hold, and that was an excellent look that Kenny Wolf and Craig Janoff gave us of the official looking right at it and throwing the flag.
It can show you what a Novacek can do to you. It forces all kinds of things that you ordinarily would not have to do to another tight end.
It's the automatic first down that's the killer here.
Here's Emmitt Smith. Nowhere. Andy Harmon, 91, with the tackle. 2:40 to go in the half, and as we look ahead, 2 timeouts left for Dallas, plus the 2-minute warning.
Emmitt Smith shakes his head. What do I have to do to find an opening? I think you never really have to worry about the Eagles, do you guys? About their tackling. You know, you talk to the coaches, well, we didn't tackle well. We didn't tackle well. You never hear that about the Eagles.
No, not when you look at that chart that says overall against the run and against the pass, and all you see are number ones. Number 1 in the conference, number 1 in the league.
On second and 11, Aikman, that is deflected, and it is incomplete. Alvin Harper, the intended receiver, and Eric Allen breaking it up. And it will be third down and 11 as we have come to the 2-minute warning. It comes officially with 1:58 remaining in the first half in Philadelphia. Eagles 10, Cowboys 7.
This is Pioneer.
The Eagle 40-yard line. Eagles up by 3, 1:58 to go in the half. 2 timeouts remaining for Dallas. Aikman has to get it to the 29, hits Novacek, and he gets tackled at the 33-yard line. His 4th reception of the game. He is stopped by Wes Hopkins, and now we'll see if the Cowboys, with a rookie kicker, opt for a 50-yard field goal attempt. And that is what Johnson is doing right now.
Novacek again as they continue to double up on the outside. They did that in the first game played last year when they had the 11 sacks and they shut out Dallas 24-0. They have gone back to that type of defense. Novacek is the open receiver and Aikman is forced to go to him.
Well, they sent Burline in to hold, and now they line up under center with Burline on 4th down and 3 to see if they can get Philadelphia to jump. The play clock is down to 5.
They might not even take the snap though, Al.
No, they're not going to.
No snap.
No. Smart play by Dallas and an even smarter play by Philadelphia in sitting at home.
We used to do that at Bakersfield High School.
I'm sure that's where Jimmy Johnson got it.
Well, it has a hideout too, I think.
You know, I wonder how smart the play. I think it would have been a smarter play had they taken a timeout, maybe with 1 second left on the play clock. Why take the penalty? Now you're looking at a 55-yard attempt, or you have to go for a 4th and 8.
Obviously, Al, he had no intention of kicking the field goal.
Yeah, well,
Elliott's longest career field goal is 52 yards.
By not taking the timeout, they were demonstrating that they never intended to kick the field goal.
He at this point sends Saxon in to Pooch kick it at the 38-yard line, the line of scrimmage. And he almost knocked it out of bounds inside the 5, but just got it into the end zone. So it comes out to the 20 with exactly a minute remaining in the first half. And Cunningham and the Eagles take over up by 3. In the first half, Eagles have it at the 20. They have 2 timeouts at their disposal. Cunningham nearly sacked. And then takes the bench on 30 and gets the first down.
I don't believe it.
What a pleasure to watch.
That ate up 9 seconds. There's tomorrow's lineup, prime time on ABC Full House, hanging with Mr. Cooper, Roseanne, Coach, and Going to Extremes. The primetime block tomorrow night on ABC.
I'm glad I wasn't one of our cameramen having to follow Cunningham doing that.
He would have been a little better off than Godfrey Miles in there, linebacker, trying to tackle Cunningham. He didn't even touch him. He was the last one he juked.
Randall with a 12-yard gain. He's picked up 42 yards on the ground tonight, and on first down from the 32, he's very lucky that Gant didn't pick it off. Intended for Byers, broken up by Kenneth Gant.
Well, the Cowboys sitting in zone, and Gant just reading it all the way. Byers working short. Watch Gant there in the middle of your screen. He'll make his break, go right by the guys heading downfield. That is not the way to have a half come to an end. We may see Randall be a little more selective here.
Shotgun, 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line. 3-man rush. They put the pressure on, and it's 1 hop to Williams up at the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10. 42 seconds and 2 timeouts left for the Eagles.
And Dan was right. Deliberately 1 hop by Randall Cunningham. And he was looking over and said, "We want to let the clock go."
But now with 2 incomplete passes and the clock stopping, Dallas is looking at getting the ball back here. I won't guess. How many timeouts does Dallas have?
They've got 2.
2, okay.
You had a 50% chance again.
Yeah, I've discovered that snowballs. Once wrong, you stay wrong.
33% chance. 3rd and 10 at the 32-yard line. Again, a 3-man rush, and he gets sacked at the 25-yard line, and now Dallas should take a timeout as Tony Tolbert gets credit for the sack, and that's going to stop the clock with 37 seconds remaining in the first half.
A good play by Randall. Good coverage by the Cowboys downfield. He wasn't going to try to force anything in there. Go down at the 25-yard line.
Dallas takes a timeout. They have 1 left. They'll be getting the ball after the punt with 37 ticks remaining in the half and a 3-point Eagle advantage. Servers on the the right, Joe Avisano, the Cowboys special teams coach. On the left, Larry Pasquale, the Eagles special teams coach. The Eagles are going to get the ball.
And the man to watch here is Isaac Holt, right there, the premier kick blocker of the Cowboys.
10-yard line. Holt, number 30. Dallas has blocked 6 kicks in the last 12 regular season games, but Fiegels gets off a beauty at the 23-yard line. Martin runs out of bounds at the 33, so that's where Dallas has it with 26 seconds and 1 timeout remaining after a beautiful 52-yard boot by Jeff Fiegels. Veterans Stadium opened in 1971, home of the Eagles and the Phillies. And their Eagles unbeaten, as are the Cowboys, coming in each team 3-0. The winner, undisputed possession of first place in the NFC East. Bud Carson, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, watching his charges.
If you're Norv Turner, Troy Aikman, Jimmy Johnson, and the Cowboys, how aggressive do you get here with this amount of time left?
From the 34-yard line.
This aggressive.
Yep. Aggressive enough that it's incomplete. Intended for Irvin, who's been limited to only 1 catch tonight. Eric Allen with a coverage. Irvin with that 1 catch. It was a big one, 59 yards, and it was a spectacular catch as he had to reach from behind.
Let's take a look at Irvin going up against one of the better defensive backs in the game today, Allen. He's made a couple of big plays tonight. Coming back, timing it out just perfectly. Irvin's big receiver, 6'2", 199 pounds. Plays even bigger than that, and he has a great use of the hands in pushing off of defenders.
2nd and 10. 4-man rush. Aikman in and out of the hands of Novacek, the tight end, with 16 seconds remaining. It'll be 3rd and 10. Eagles last year finished the season #1 against the rush, #1 against the pass, which of course makes them #1 overall.
Good.
And they're in the same spot this year. Yeah, everybody calls it the triple crown. It's the double crown, because if you're going to lead the league in rushing defense and passing defense, you have to lead in total defense.
We'll have a piece on Randall Cunningham at halftime, and
I think the receiver that the Eagles have got to watch here is Harper. They like to throw the ball up and just let him go up and jump for it. Now they're going to play it safe.
Emmitt Smith has the first down, steps out of bounds with 10 seconds at the 48-yard line.
that's one of those running plays that will make Emmitt Smith's yardage numbers here for the first half seem more productive than they really were. I mean, that's going to add handily to his total, and a really almost uncontested rushing yardage by the Eagles defensively.
At the 48 now, first down, 10 ticks left.
They need something now to take it out of bounds near the Eagles 30.
They still have that timeout, too. Here is Aikman throwing, hits Novacek. He's trying to get out of bounds and can't at the 45-yard line with 3 seconds, and Dallas.
Why would you run a 7-yard pattern in that situation with 10 seconds?
And they're going to take the time. I don't understand it either.
That makes no sense whatsoever to me. What does that have to do? I mean, I don't see any
he might not have been the prime
where that
receiver.
could have worked.
Might not have been the prime receiver. Maybe he was to pull the linebacker off the coverage downfield.
But you got to go downfield at the very least, hoping you might get a penalty of some kind. And
right.
Yeah, that.
And with 10 seconds left, I mean, you need 25 yards to set up a field goal attempt. Johnson obviously doesn't feel that Lynn Elliott's range is 50 yards, by the way. He made that pretty clear on the last drive.
That was a year ago in RFK Stadium. They went with, I hate to even say it, I get some heat about saying Hail Mary, but they went with the Hail Mary against the Washington Redskins, and they were successful to Harper just before the half in that game.
Well, that's what they're down to here. You've got 3 seconds. The place kicker Elliott, but he is no factor at this moment.
No, but I think he ought to be trying to stay loose to possibly get some sort of a penalty, or remember, the half can't end on a defensive penalty.
Barring a penalty, last play of the half, Aikman just throws it up for grabs, and it's knocked down inside the 5-yard line. 5 Eagles were back there. So that's the end of the first half. Philadelphia leads it 10-7. And we'll return with halftime activities after this message from the National Football League and a word from our ABC. We start the second half at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Each team 3-0 coming in. Eagles on top 10-7, and Philadelphia will get the ball as Lynn Elliott kicks off for the Cowboys. By Sikahema. Back to receive for the Eagles. Right now they're waiting for the clock to get reset at 15. And here we go. Sikahema waits for it at the 7-yard line. And straight up the middle out to the 24. Tackled by Darren Woodson, rookie out of Arizona State. And let's take a look at the numbers through the first 30 minutes of play.
Dallas with an overwhelming lead in yardage, but they also have the turnovers. The 2 turnovers, and one of them prevented points, the other gave up a touchdown.
Yeah, the opening interception by Booty was the one that led to the Eagle touchdown.
That's Floyd Dixon in motion, and Herschel Walker begins with a 1-yard pickup over the right side, tackled by Tony Tolbert, and Vincent Smith also helping out. It'll be 2nd down and 9 at the 25-yard line. Herschel Walker, very much of a workhorse through the first 3 games. 76 carries in 3 games coming in. That's 25 carries a game. And a guy, well, you know the story, released by Minnesota, and it would seem to be a perfect fit in the Philadelphia offense. Dixon again in motion. Fires this time. Up to the 29-yard line. Russell Maryland makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Now to take your Herschel Walker analysis a step further, what I hearkened back to was on this very field. The Vikings were here to play the Eagles a couple of years ago, and it was on that night that Herschel Walker looked so out of it, so not even a part of the Viking team. I mean, I really thought his career was in jeopardy of being over.
It was a low point of his career, no question, but Rich Kotite, when he brought him in, he gave him this kind of an offense. Look at him, 7 yards deep, his own block when he carries the ball, and let him pick the hole.
3rd and 6, and here's Walker bursting for a 1st down up to the 35-yard line, tackled by Norton and Miles.
Now that's Herschel Walker. You don't send him outside. You don't try to let him do a whole lot of blocking. You line him up there deep. He has great speed, not a whole lot of niftiness, but if he ever gets through a gap, he's gone with that 9-300 speed of his.
It also, I think, Frank, amplifies, if you ask the Eagles, what is their biggest area of improvement on this football team, and they'll tell you that it's the play of their offensive line. Heller, Shad, Alexander, Floyd, and Davis, a much improved unit from a year ago.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Cunningham drops it off for Walker, and Herschel can't break a tackle as Larry Brown, the corner, comes up to stop him after a 1-yard pickup.
2 men that came into the league at the opposite end of things, Herschel Walker and Larry Brown. Larry Brown, a 12th round draft choice last year. Started 13 games for the Cowboys, had a couple of interceptions, but one guy with a Heisman Trophy and one guy hanging on by his fingernail. Both starters, both productive.
2nd and 9. Eagles at the 36. Philly up by 3. Fake to Walker. Cunningham looking for room, finds none. Tackled after a 1-yard gain by Casillas and Washington. It'll be 3rd and 8.
That was should have given Walker the ball.
Not the prettiest thing we've seen all night. It was, I don't know whether he was,
I'm not sure what the
passer, and I don't know what he was attempting to do. Might have been a blown something by Cunningham. You roll out behind the flow of a play, you're going to attract the crowd, and he did.
3rd and 8 at the 37-yard line. Out of the shotgun. the 25. The ball is loose.
And he's
There's
hurt.
been no whistle, and the Eagles
Cunningham's
get it
hurt.
back.
Oh, and Alan Frank Randall's hurt.
Grabbing his right leg.
It was the left knee, by the way, that was hurt last year, requiring the surgery.
Jimmy Jones comes in. It looked like the right guard, Eric Floyd, didn't know what the snap count was. Jones goes right by him while Floyd is still down in his stance. And Randall jogging it off on the sidelines. And I think all of Philadelphia right now is, their heart is in their throat.
On fourth down, Fiegels has it bounced at the 32.
Oh, and did he get a break, Al?
A tremendous break, because that's a 20-yard roll.
But Dallas was in a return mode with their special team. No pressure on Fiegels. He had a bad snap, and there is a collective sort of sigh of relief by this capacity crowd as Randall Cunningham appears to be all right.
Here is Jimmy Jones. Watch Floyd. He doesn't know the snap count. He's still got his hand on the ground. Jones is by him. He makes the contact with Cunningham, but it's Jeffcoat who falls into Cunningham's knee that threw a scare into everybody.
And then after a 63-yard Fiegels punt, 20 of those yards on the ground, first down from the 12. Smith stopped by Harmon.
Floyd was on the bench talking to Bill Muir, his offensive line coach, and looked at me, near tears. And can you imagine that if Randall would have been hurt, it would have been your fault, and yet it looks like Randall Cunningham is just fine, and Eric Floyd, a very happy guy.
There they are talking.
Yeah.
Floyd, a plan B pickup from San Diego. Smith after a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. The fake to Smith, and Aikman is going deep for Harper, and Harper adjusts and makes a great catch, getting position on Izell Jenkins and coming back to make the catch at the 45 of Philadelphia.
And we talked in the first half about his jumping ability, a 7'2" high jumper. He hung it up there and just took it away from Izell Jenkins. He's big, 6'3". They love to put it up. Jenkins not bad position on the ball.
I mean, it's really kind of an ugly pass. Underthrown. Both guys have to slow down to the point, but Alvin Harper with just that tremendous, and look how long he stayed up in the air. If you're Izell Jenkins, how do you defend that? I don't know that anybody has an answer for that.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. The fake draw, and then Aikman has his arm hit as he throws, and it's intercepted by Byron Evans. Out of bounds at the 45 of Dallas.
Was it Reggie White? It was somebody coming from the right side.
Seth Joyner.
Seth Joyner got a hand on the ball. Coming from the outside on the right. Seth Joyner gets around Eric Williams, the right tackle. And there's a big play.
Seth Joyner is one of those rare football players that he makes things happen in a football game. We talked about his game, great game against Houston a year ago. He does it all year long. Here he comes, number 59, top of your screen.
Eric Williams just gives him the soft corner. Doesn't even hit Joyner. That's inferior play by the right tackle.
1st and 10, Eagles at the 45-yard line, and they give it to Walker for a gain of 3. Takes it to the 42. The initial stop made by Robert Jones, and we'll take another peek at that interception.
From the left side, there's Joyner. This makes contact, and Evans just has to wait for it to get there.
Look how quickly the Eagles defensive team gets into a blocking mode. Waters coming back with a block that makes extra yardage for Evans.
3rd interception for Aikman, but you can't blame that on the Dallas quarterback.
Aikman had only 2 interceptions in the first 3 games this season. 2nd and 6 from the 41-yard line. Here's Byers behind a Walker block. Stopped by Jones, short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and roughly 2 with 8:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Eagles on top 10-7 with all of the scoring in the game in the first period. Troy Aikman, coming into the game, had completed close to 70% of his passes, but tonight 10 out of 24 The 1 touchdown to Martin and 3 picks.
And only thrown 2 interceptions in the previous 3 games.
But look at that. 3 times of the 4 times he's done it have come against the Eagles. I mean, that's
every quarterback in the NFC East, isn't it?
3rd and 2 from the 37-yard line. Cunningham throws. The catch is made, and forward progress for Barnett should be enough for a first down, and is.
well-run pattern by Barnett.
And a good read by Cunningham. He found the man-for-man coverage. And Barnett just was the threat going upfield against Larry Brown. Brown playing way off, but in the man coverage, and Cunningham reads it.
That's the old saying, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Fred Barnett knew exactly how far to go. Got his first down by about a yard, because that's all he had to have.
From the 34, a little toss back to Walker. Herschel inside the 30 and run out of bounds at the 27-yard line by James Washington.
Big Antone Davis gets out in front of that.
Another classy act in Herschel Walker. He kept his mouth shut all week long, and for the last 2 weeks about all the hype building up to this game, how he would like to have the great game against Dallas. You heard nothing from Herschel Walker, but you know that inside he would love to have a great one tonight.
2nd and 4 from the 27-yard line. Walker again. Walker to the 23-yard line, and that's very close to a first down. I believe he has it. Robert Jones makes the tackle. First down. Clock running, 6:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Eagles on top by 3.
If there was any question about Randall Cunningham's knee and how far it's back, I think it's all put to bed now.
Fake to Walker. That buys time. Too deep, nearly picked off by Horton on the pass intended for Calvin Williams.
Calvin Williams got tangled up, and he tripped, and Horton had an easy shot at the interception. Williams went down inside the 5-yard line. He wasn't there even to take it away from Horton. He got tangled up with his defender. There goes Williams. He's down. But Horton playing center field was right there. Isaac Holt providing the coverage on Williams. They got tangled up, and Williams went down.
2nd and 10. Eagles at the Cowboy 23. 4-man rush. Cunningham throws to Byers. Beautifully, 1st and goal.
That is pretty. That is really pretty. Being chased by Leon Lett. Randall Cunningham stops and sidearms the ball back perfectly to Byers. I mean, you don't work on it in practice. You don't coach it. You don't even talk about it.
Few people can do it. Great body control. What an athlete.
1st and goal at the 9. Walker. Touchdown.
And it all goes back to the turnover.
Watch the broken tackle in the backfield. He's been had by Kenny Norton Jr. And this right here may start a trend. Herschel Walker acting like he's been there before.
Roger Ruzek with the extra point. To 7. Yep, he's made both teams better. Chin off the interception, march down the field. Walker takes it in. Philadelphia up on top, 17-7. With 5:01 remaining in the third. Gant, he wants more crowd noise. He'll get it, too. Ruzek to kick off. Gant and Kelvin Martin to run it back. Low liner. Touchback. And when we come back, the Cowboys trailing by 10 with a first down at the 20 after the Eagles go 45 yards in 8 plays. Night, and it's been a sparkling night for the Eagle fans to this point because their club leads 17-7. Cowboys have it. First and 10 to the 20, 4:55 to go in the third, and Emmitt Smith picks up only 3, and it's amazing what that Philadelphia defense can do. They can make your running game look terrible and your passing game look terrible night after night after night.
And how they consistently generate points off of turnovers.
And 2 interceptions accounting for both Eagle touchdowns tonight.
Look at that. 14 points.
And another interception kept Dallas from a 3-point field goal. Almost certain.
On 2nd and 7, here's Smith again. A decent hold this time for him, but it closes in a hurry, short of the first down. Stopped by William Thomas, and then Waters comes up. And it will be 3rd down and a short 2 from the 28-yard line. And Waters is slow in getting up.
Waters actually took a good shot from one of his own teammates. And this is where it's wise to just stay down. More often than not, you'll see a defensive player ends up with an ache or a pain. It's because one of his own guys coming up to finish somebody off ends up making the hit. Watch the right. Waters is coming from the left.
He led with the helmet as he customarily does, and this time he collides with his own man and Clyde Simmons. And Waters is now on the carpet.
Injury timeout. The field, but he's out for at least 1 play, and Rich Miano takes his spot. 3rd and 2 at the 28-yard line for the Cowboys. Aikman throws, and that's a catch by Irvin at the 37-yard line. He's been bottled up tonight, and only his 2nd catch of the night, but at a very opportune time as they convert on 3rd for another first down.
Yeah, both of Michael's catches tonight have kept drives alive. The big one after the Eagles climbed to an early lead. He reached behind him and took the Cowboys down the field, and this was again a very opportune grab by Michael Irvin. The Dallas Cowboys in desperate need of a time-consuming, yardage-gathering, point-producing drive.
From the 37-yard line, here's Emmitt Smith. Hello. Clyde Simmons with the greeting. Simmons is a terrific player. The problem is he plays on a team with so many big names, and the other bookend is Reggie White. So if Simmons were anywhere else, you'd be hearing a lot more about him.
He is a great player, but Reggie White makes him a much better player. Reggie attracts so much attention over the right side. Here's Simmons, bottom of your screen. There's nobody on him at that point, but he is one fine football player, very swift.
Would have been nice if the Cowboys might have tried to block him.
2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line. Aikman dumping it for Emmitt Smith, and Smith cannot get by Seth Joyner one-on-one.
Well,
Smith
Seth
just
Joyner,
frustrated.
man, and Joyner, who I think it was very apparent early in the ball game was having a problem with a leg, has just come back and been playing beautifully. And you know, it is inspirations like that that really flow to everybody else in the defensive huddle. They all know that Joyner's nicked.
And here's that situation where you hate to have 3rd down and long against the Eagles. Now watch Emmitt Smith. He jukes, he jogs, and Seth Joyner, a superb athlete, and apparently fine now, Dan. Makes a tough open field tackle.
3rd and 12. Andre Waters is back in the game. Aikman over the middle. The catch is made by Martin, and he's got a first down. He is tackled by Booty, but he needed 12 and got 13. First down at the 48-yard line as he applauds himself.
Well thrown. That was pretty good coverage on Martin. And Aikman, as the pocket was beginning to collapse, delivered it right on target.
Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Jimmy Johnson's Cowboys.
Pretty good protection, but as it starts to collapse, Aikman throws the perfect strike.
Tough to fault the coverage by Booty.
As we mentioned, Waters back in the game. 1st and 10 at the 48. 39 seconds left in the quarter. Aikman over the middle again, and it's deflected off just his hands into Giesecke's hands. He loses the ball. Eagles have it.
And that'll be a fumble by John Giesecke.
Boy, but is this not Eagles defensive football? They are so disruptive.
Evans hits Johnston. And the Eagles come up with the ball as Gogan or Giesecke loses the football, and William Thomas gives the Eagles possession at the 48-yard line.
I mean, needless to say, John Giesecke isn't used to carrying the ball. It comes right to him, and he just loses it. Bad break, Dallas.
Again. Well, the Cowboys moving down the field, and then all of a sudden, on the fumble, they turn the ball over for the 4th time, and the Eagles have it at their own 48-yard line. Evans creating that one.
Opportunistic, again, the word we keep applying to that Philadelphia defensive team. The constant pressure on every offensive player who's touching the football has just become a hallmark of this Eagle team.
Some great, outstanding defensive plays tonight by Seth Joyner. Byron Evans, who Buddy Ryan always said would turn into a great football player, is developing even more each year at a big hitter. And he put a smack on Johnston on that play.
When you force 2 fumbles on the same play, that's somewhat indicative of how hard you're hitting.
Yeah, it's getting it done, isn't it?
30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Here's Byers taking the inside handoff and just getting back to the line of scrimmage. And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Well, we've reached that point where you ask an awful lot of your defensive team, and that's what the Cowboys right now are asking of their group. They need to force the Philadelphia Eagles to run just a couple more plays and punt the ball away. They cannot fall farther behind and expect to win this game.
3rd quarter is over. Back we come with Monday Night Football after this word from our ABC stations. Man on the left, Norman Brayman, owns the Eagles. Man on the right is the president and chief operating officer, Harry Gamble, who was quite instrumental in the signing of Herschel Walker.
Looks like the Reverend Norman Brennan.
Yes, he does in that shot. As we start the 4th quarter on 2nd down from the 48 on 2nd and 10, Pat Beach makes the catch, takes the ball to the 45-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 3. And Jerry Jones in the middle of the shot, the man in the suit and tie, the owner of the Cowboys, watching his team trailing by 10 as this 4th quarter commences. The Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
He makes everyone along that defensive line just a little bit better.
He and Bruce Smith just go back and forth as to who this week or this day is the most dominating defensive lineman in the game.
3rd down and 3. Cunningham throws. He converts a first down. Barnett was looking to pitch it to I don't know who as he's tackled by Brown. First down.
Another good read by Randall Cunningham. He reads the single coverage, and you don't often get it from Dallas. They usually cover and hide their coverage really well. Get inside help or double help. He read the single coverage and got the completion.
Turnovers, the big number right there. See, the Cowboys have outgained the Eagles by over 100 yards, but the turnovers have killed them. First and 10 at the 37-yard line. Good protection. Perfect pass. First down. Barnett. They call him Arkansas Fred out of Arkansas State. He and Calvin Williams were both drafted together 2 years ago when the Eagles went into the draft saying we need receivers, and they actually went for Mike Bellamy as their first choice of the three, and he's not with the team anymore, but the other two have really paid off.
But again, look at the throw by Cunningham. Barnett complaining that Washington delivered a blow to the head, which he did. But again, it was just a pinpoint pass by Randall Cunningham.
Perfect touch from the 16-yard line. Herschel. Another touchdown.
There's a flag thrown in the end zone. Well after the play. It has nothing to do with the touchdown run by Walker.
That's a great call. Cowboys thinking pass, in a pass rush mode. They come at the draw. Herschel explodes into the end zone.
Somebody rolled the big cannons out. Don't know what that is, but you can feel it. Mark Bryant getting together with the side judge. Side Judge Howard Slavin has been involved in a lot of action tonight.
He's not going to rule a celebration violation, is he?
We have a personal foul on number 73, Philadelphia, after the score. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. We'll assess 15 yards on the kickoff.
Ron Heller raising some hell in the end zone.
Yeah, this happened well after Herschel Walker, behind just superior blocking, takes it into the end zone. I touched on it earlier about the improved quality of play by the Eagle offensive line, and it was aptly demonstrated right there.
Ruzek. And the Eagles have stretched it out to 24-7.
Like Eric Floyd, number 61, has a problem with one of his legs as he gingerly tries to make his way towards the Eagles bench. Well, I touched on it early. Are they the best team in the game? They're playing like it right now.
Goodyear blimp providing that rotating view from high above Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
One thing Dallas has got to be really concerned with now, they're down 24-7, and Philadelphia is not the team you want to play catch-up against. They're going to be coming on every play with the ears pinned back, playing pass all the way.
Because of that penalty on Heller, the assessment on the kickoff here, thus Ruzek puts it in the air from the 20-yard line instead of the 35. And he sends that out of bounds. And so normally you take it at the 35, but because of the penalty, they can get it at the 50.
Yeah, it's a costly penalty, but it's one.
We have a free kick out of bounds. The ball will be put in play on the 50-yard line, 30 yards in advance of the kick by rule. First down on the 50.
All right, Jerry Markbright. Excellent explanation. You almost forgive Heller that penalty, though, in the sense that you have to pay attention to how he's played tonight against Charles Haley. Haley has really been a non-factor in this game tonight, and Ron Heller, left tackle, gets a lot of credit. He's the guy that more often than not is responsible for blocking one of the great pass rushers in the game.
And Herschel Walker has picked up a lot of his yardage right over Heller.
But talk about a costly penalty. Opening up a shop at the 50-yard line without even touching the football is just superb field position for Dallas.
1st and 10. Cowboys at the 50-yard line. Smith stays in the block. Aikman throwing for Novacek. Did he have possession? No. Incomplete. Broken up by Eric Allen, having a big night.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was an absolute great play by Allen. Novacek had that football, and Allen just took it out of there. Slapped it out. They play the football collectively better than any team in the NFL, and that's why those number 1s are right across there in the defensive categories. Watch Allen now. Bang, the ball is gone.
I think Eric Allen is showing why he's made a couple trips to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl. Probably will this year as well.
2nd and 10 from the 50.
Look out.
Aikman sacked Simmons.
The basic feeding frenzy.
Well, that's $500 more to the Jerome Brown Foundation, the foundation created after the death of the great Eagle tackle, and Simmons donating that amount for every sack.
Single coverage as Tuanay tries to handle Simmons. They're double up on the other side against Reggie White.
I think he gives some of that to, there's the patch you can see on the shoulder of Reggie White, the new and improved, the larger patch they're wearing, and honor and memory of their teammate.
3rd and 17. And Aikman is lucky that wasn't picked by Eric Allen. Who else?
I might be trying the other side of the field.
Well, I would think I'd look over, see if I could locate Isaiah Jenkins.
Boy, and you saw Andre Waters giving it to Michael Irvin.
Yep.
Michael Irvin lives by the sword and dies by the sword. He talks a good game when it's going his way, and if that's the way you're going to play, you better expect to get it when things aren't going so well.
One big reception tonight, 2 for the night by Irvin, and in that 24-0 game last September, Irvin was also held to 1 reception. Great job by Bud Carson, the defensive coordinator here tonight.
Mike Saxon's kick. Taken by Sikahema inside the 5-yard line.
Well, you can do that when you lead 24-7, I guess.
11:39 left in the 4th. Eagles up by 17. Second ranked taking on the 7th ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State at Penn State this Saturday, and then those games on the second half of our doubleheader college football this Saturday right here on ABC. Good lineup. Eagles have it from the 13. Herschel Walker with 2 touchdowns tonight. Can't get started this time. Robert Jones in on the tackle. Well, when you look ahead now for the Eagles, over the next 2 weeks, Rich Kotite takes his team to Kansas City and to Washington. But he'll take them in the way it looks right now with a 4-0 record.
And he'll also take them in with the added baggage of a lot of people looking at his club saying, here's a team that ought to be in Pasadena.
2nd and 10, and Byers to the 13. It really is, when you think about the Eagles, an amazing thing when you watched what happened last year and the way Kotite kept them together with Cunningham hurt on opening day, and then to have an offseason in which Jerome Brown dies, and then you have Keith Jackson, regarded as the best pass-catching tight end in football, signing with another team. So there are 2 guys that you just don't replace.
Well, that became
right now 4-0.
It became so apparent last year. I mean, he has Jim McMahon, but McMahon is hurt more than he's healthy. Jeff Kemp is carried off the field, and yet they very nearly make the playoffs. That's the quality of the personnel on his team.
3rd and 10, and the catch is made on a 3rd down reception. A flag goes down for a late hit. Williams makes the catch, and James Washington came in late.
Going back to last year, it was a remarkable thing that Rich Kotite did when he came in and replaced a very popular Buddy Ryan, at least popular with the players. And he had no problems with it. The players had none. And just on his own strength and
They got to be talking about the fact that
he's able to keep this team together.
you're right, Frank. They got to be talking about the fact that nobody touched Williams on the field. He's free to get up and run. I mean,
Still?
no, not now. In other words, you've got a player on the field that's, I didn't see anybody touch him.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 37, defense. 15-yard penalty, late hit, first down.
Well, let's see if he was touched down on the field. All right, here's the catch in the middle of no traffic. Williams is done. Oh, you can see there's Larry Brown who comes in and puts his right hand on the shoulder. By that time, though, Washington was already airborne.
And out to the 40. Speaking of Jim McMahon, I said to him before the game, "How you doing?" He said, "I'm bored."
He had a little radio-controlled car running around the carpet out here before the game.
You know what he said to me, though? He said, I said, "Why are you doing it?" He said, "Real simple. I want one more ring, and this team can give it to me."
Well, both his elbow and shoulder operated on during the offseason, or rather elbow and knee.
From the 41-yard line now, here's Walker for 3. A lot of people close to this team are giving McMahon a lot of credit for Cunningham, because they said last year Randall, forced to watch because of the injury, and he watched the way McMahon would do things methodically and in his own very unique fashion.
He did all during the rehab, during the offseason. He'd get the clips, he'd sit down with Lou Carpenter, Zeke Bratkowski, and go over the coverages, how McMahon would read them, how he should be reading them better. And Cunningham in the past has been so quick to jump out of that pocket. He's not doing that anymore. He's a much more mature quarterback.
2nd and 6 from the 45. Eagles up by 17. Fires into a pass of the Cowboys for no gain. Robert Jones leading the charge. And we have under 9 minutes to go. Jimmy Johnson next week has his team going home to face Seattle, and we move down to RFK. Always a great scene on a Monday night. Redskins with a mark of 2-2 hosting the AFC West leading Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football.
We opened our season there, 3 years ago with Denver and Washington, remember?
Well, that was a little bit into the year, and that was the night Elway got sick before the game. At the 45-yard line, Herschel Walker picks up a couple up to the 47, and that'll create a 4th down. And Gary Kubiak had to come in off the bench and lead him to a win.
Denver, of course, on top of the AFC West. Somebody said it rather succinctly that Denver is the worst team in the league.
Well, they're 4-1, and have allowed more points than they have scored. Try that on for size. They've scored 70 and allowed 75, and yet they're 4-1.
Well, that one loss,
whoa,
right here, 30-0.
And it wasn't that close.
Jeff Eagles had to move to his right to accept the snap. It is fielded at the 9-yard line by Kelvin Martin, and he's buried at the 12. Early celebration for Mark McMillan, a rookie from Alabama. His moment in the sun for Boone 24/7. So, Dan, what do you think? Answer that question. Eagles best team in the league right now?
I think so. I mean, I think they're the most complete team offensively, defensively, the improvement of their special teams. And of all the things that Randall Cunningham has accomplished tonight, I'm not so sure the most important was the way he took a tremendous shot on his knee and came back into the game.
And they keep on smoking as Reggie White gets the sack back at the 5-yard line.
On the other side of the field, though, Jimmy Johnson, I said to us last night, he said, we'll be there. I don't know whether we'll win the game or not. We will play well. If they are playing well, then there's no question that this Philadelphia Eagle team is the best in the league. But this is a good football team, the Dallas Cowboys, the youngest team in the league, and they're going to get nothing but better.
The Reggie chant after that sack. Here's Emmitt Smith. Up to the 16-yard line, and a flag is down.
Reggie White is one of the reasons, I think, that this Eagle team has some of the urgency that they have, because Reggie's the first to say that I am not a young man, and my years in the National Football League are limited. I can see the end of the road.
Number 63, offense. Half the distance to the goal.
And I want to get there, and I want to get there this year. And he's very upfront in saying, now is the time. Not next year, not the year after, now.
Well, it's a mature defensive unit at Philadelphia. You got the two safeties, Hopkins and Waters, each in their 9th year. Reggie moving along. They should be in their very prime right now, and they're playing like it. 2nd and 20, and this play is dead before it starts.
I think they may have had a delay of game as well. Well, either false start or delay. It had to be one or the other.
That's what Jerry said. He questioned the headlines and false start, he said.
False start. Number 66, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Prior to the snap, 2nd down.
Those are the things that really are not even recorded. They're caused by a defensive unit that gets you, I mean, they're so disruptive.
There's Gogan there on the left.
Trying to get to the outside, trying to get position.
2nd and 22 now from the 1. 6:47 to go. And we've got another false start.
Well, the good news is they can only mark it off a half a yard.
Only about a foot, this one.
False start, number 79, offense.
Well, on this series, we've
Prior
had
to the snap,
a penalty on Gisick,
half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
a penalty on Gogan, and a penalty on Eric Williams. This is moving down the line.
All the way to your right. And you've got to give an assist to the crowd here at the vet. They came to make noise, and they are making noise. And I think it's obvious right now the Cowboys on the offensive line are having trouble hearing the snap.
You know, through the last 7 quarters, they've given up 1 touchdown. The Eagles defense against Denver and the Cowboys.
This is an ugly place to be if you're an offensive lineman.
2nd and 22. And just to give him breathing room, that's Darrell Johnston's first carry as he takes it out to the 3-yard line. Aikman's face reflecting the kind of night it's been.
Joyner putting it to Eric Williams.
You know, the Cowboys are a young team, Frank mentioning, a team that figures to get better. Maybe they'll be fresher in the 2nd half of the season. But interestingly, this year, to this point, they've outscored the opposition 64-17 in the 1st half. In the 2nd half, they've been outscored 41-24. And tonight, another case in point. Aikman's throw, and that's dropped by Novacek.
So true, Al. They had a 34-0 lead over the Giants into the 3rd quarter, and the Giants came back and almost pulled that out, 34-28.
And Novacek making a one-handed grab for that ball. That ball was very catchable. And Jay Novacek, who missed all of training camp in a contract holdout, has not had a real strong start to his 1992 season and has dropped a couple passes tonight as well.
Very careful that he doesn't step out of the back of the end zone. That's the 2-pointer if you do.
Mike Saxon, they've got both Sikahema and the rookie Jeff Seidner from Hawaii back to receive. And Sikahema returns the kick to the 34-yard line. The tackle is made by Tommy Agee. .5:34 remaining in the 4th quarter.
And I find it interesting of this, as you see Saxon being very careful with it there, that the 6 teams that beat the Eagles a year ago, they averaged 9 completions and 110 yards, but they didn't turn it over.
What is Saxon doing?
Yeah, that was Saran Stacy giving him a Saran wrap.
Look at, it's an Academy Award.
Nice try, Mike.
Yep. First down at the 34-yard line. Herschel. You know, the one thing about Walker, a lot of people questioned his heart and his willingness to play the game. in the last year and a half in Minnesota, and it really ate at him. And for Walker, who's not a real outwardly effusive guy, but a very proud man, this has to be a wonderful night. I don't think there are any more questions.
And he's handled it so well, too, as we said earlier. You weren't getting any quotes out of Herschel Walker over the past 2 weeks as they got ready for Dallas.
Walker 18 carries for 77 yards, and now they give it to Byers, and he bowls ahead to the 29-yard line.
Just before the game started today, tonight, I watched as Jimmy Johnson looked around and really searched out Herschel Walker. Walked over, put his arm around him, a big hug by both of them. But Walker has handled this situation so graciously, and he might have put both of these teams in the Super Bowl. Obviously not the same one, but down the line it could certainly happen.
Third and 4 at the 28-yard line. Cunningham throwing for Walker. And a first down.
There's a big-time stiff arm. What did Rich Kotite say about him? He was stunned how strong he is.
Well, Larry Brown just found out. These two had a confrontation earlier where Brown was making the tackle on Walker. This time, he does not. Goodbye.
First and 10 at the 20.
And Rich Kotite on the sidelines. Nice guys can finish first.
Walker again. Boy, isn't it? There's Washington just venting his frustration.
Well, and it takes something to get a rise out of Herschel.
Yeah. Isn't it ironic, though, that a lot of fans were upset when the Eagles didn't make a big play for James Brooks, and Cleveland got him after Cincinnati let him go, and Brooks, of course, was let go by Cleveland and picked up by Tampa Bay, and a lot of people questioned the acquisition of Walker.
And it was all Richie Kotite and Harry Gamble. The two of them took full responsibility for it.
Yep.
And right now, it appears they should take full credit.
Second down and 2. Byers. Touchdown.
Talk so much about Walker. There's a great football player who's subordinated. Here we got a lot of opportunities.
And now the frustration starts to come out again.
Keith Byers, over the past couple of years, has had to play in a lot of situations and positions that he wasn't terribly fond of, but they call him the ultimate team player. He'll play tight end, he'll play the slot for you, he'll play running back. And a great player indeed at all positions.
Nope.
None whatsoever. We do not want to play catch up with Philadelphia.
Bruzek. 31-7. These two teams go at it again November 1st in Irving.
Richie Kotite said, I must have improvement in two areas, special teams and the play of my offensive line. So far this season, he has seen dramatic improvement in both, but nowhere more so than what he's gotten out of his offensive line. Keith Byers went into the end zone without a Dallas Cowboy making a serious bid to tackle him. As a matter of fact, I don't believe he was even touched. In flag football, that would have been a touchdown.
This is the first time since 1980 the Eagles have scored 4 rushing touchdowns in a game.
There's that offensive line, and a great improvement by Antone Davis, the big first-round draft pick over right tackle from a year ago. They gave up 2 number 1s to acquire him, and he was helpless and hopeless for much of the beginning of last year. He settled down, came in, worked during the offseason, lost a little bit of weight, and has turned into an excellent, certainly an excellent run blocking tackle, and he is improving as a pass blocker.
It's a tight old jersey he's got on there.
That's the biggest they've got.
You could take the numbers off that thing and show a drive-in movie on it.
Widescreen.
Put a swing set down in front of there. You'd have something.
Short kick taken to the 15-yard line by Martin.
Didn't you love it? Didn't you love it with the dancing hot dogs and stuff telling you to go up to the concession stand?
Mark McMillan had that last tackle.
Singing pickles.
Cowboys tonight in the second half. Remember, they were down by only 3 at halftime.
The first half makes those punts look pretty good.
Yeah. The interception, the fumble, and 2 punts in a second half that's been owned by the Eagles.
A lot of Denver Broncos looking on and kind of sitting back, say, we understand.
Oh, you better believe it, Frank.
A lot of Kansas City Chiefs looking on, too, because they get both these teams over the next 2 weeks. It was a penalty on the run back, takes it back to the 11-yard line.
Philadelphia has Kansas City next week, right?
Yep. At KC, and then the Chiefs go to Dallas. You saw the smiling Walker on the Philadelphia sideline. Cowboys from the 11, 1st and 10.
Let the Eagles go Kansas City, Washington.
And this is Tommy Agee out to the 21-yard line. Well, the Eagles, among other things, took Emmitt Smith out of the game tonight, and if the Cowboys can't get a big game out of Emmitt Smith, they're not going to beat a team like Philadelphia. There's no chance.
They took the leading rusher out from a year ago, and they took the leading receiver in terms of yardage, Michael Irvin, right out of this football game.
And it's just another game in which they've taken Smith out of it.
You know, I guess it's really strange that in the same division as the defending Super Bowl champions that we are talking about Philadelphia in such glowing terms. But if you really compare the 2 teams right now, there is no comparison. The Redskins are not playing like defending well, maybe they are playing like defending Super Bowl champions. More often than not, we've seen a fade by the defending champs. But if you are just looking at the first week of October and who is on it and who's off of it, right now the Eagles are on it and the Redskins are off of it.
Well, you're looking at Emmitt Smith. You know, it's one of those goofy statistics that needs an asterisk when they tell you that a team is 20-0, which they are. When he carries the ball 18 or more times, a lot of that has to do with getting the lead and sitting on it. But tonight it's a bit relevant in the sense that he's carried it 18 times and they're getting killed. So they'll be 20-1, and it's a resounding one. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, close to a first down. And they'll celebrate into the night in the city of brotherly love, where they love the Eagles, and they lead by 24. Philadelphia, I mean, you got to have a cheesesteak.
When you see this guy whipping it together, you'll know why.
Yeah, I'd like to have the lobster as big as Dan's.
Well, I mean,
that was the biggest lobster I've ever seen.
Well,
munch it on last night.
A lobster's not worth eating unless they bring it to your table on a leash. A cheesesteak in Philly.
He's just trying to gear up for a Slim Fast commercial down the line. Well, 4th and inches.
If you can't eat it, at least look at it.
Yes. Dallas going for it. And they pick up the first down, so they'll maintain possession for what it's worth in a game that is over. 31-7, the Eagles on top.
I think we're in one of those rare situations where both teams are trying to run the clock out.
Well, we talked about the irony tonight and Herschel Walker and his move from Dallas through Minnesota here. Rich Kotite, and what a game like tonight means to the Eagles. And I think back to Rich Kotite taking over for Buddy Ryan when Ryan gets fired. As Aikman on first down retreats and hits Irvin. He's out of bounds at the 48. When Ryan got fired, Richie was on but his staff, and Kotite had left New York when Joe Walton was fired the year before. He gets the call to go upstairs, as they say, and he thinks he's going to get fired along with Ryan. And instead, they offer him the job.
And he actually is told to hang around. Would you like to interview?
Yep.
And lo and behold, before he knew it, he was the new guy. And as it turned out, or as it's turning out, appears to be the perfect choice. He has been a real calming influence in what was a very turbulent situation here in Philadelphia.
And for Rich Kotite, it worked out well that Bud Carson was relieved of his duties at Cleveland.
Another sack.
Yep. Kind of a typical way for an Eagle game to end as Reggie White comes in, and that's 4 sacks tonight for Philadelphia.
It's called fatten up the Pro Bowl numbers.
Reggie White would go to the Pro Bowl if he brushed the quarterback on his hands and knees. That's pretty strong when you just yank a guy down between the thumb and forefinger.
Through his career, he's averaged about a sack a game as Alfredo Roberts makes the catch here.
I'd like to get pinched by Reggie White. He hauled down Troy Aikman with his thumb and a forefinger.
More importantly, he just throws that double coverage all the time. The rest of that defensive line gets single blocking against them.
Tommy Agee with the catch.
Saw that graphic, 4 sacks, 4 turnovers.
Well, we stated at the very beginning tonight, not a question of if for the Cowboys. They're going to get to the top. The question is when, and the answer is not yet.
Not tonight, at least. And the Eagles, I think, leave the vet this evening crowned the early October Super Bowl favorites. Tune in next month. Or next week, for that matter.
Yep. Irvin Pantis. That's and the Eagles do it on a night when, you know, Randall, for Randall Cunningham, a very average night. In fact, below average for him.
The big story again, the turnovers. As always with the Eagles.
Randall with, well, you know, attempts into, you divide yards by attempts, and it's only about 6 yards per attempt. And we mentioned it from time to time. 7's about average. 8 is very good. 9's excellent.
He had a big cushion coming in. The quarterback rating over 140.
Intended for Roberts. Broken up by Otis Smith.
This is where the Cowboy offensive linemen go, oh, goody. 2 seconds left in the game. I get to pass block Reggie White and Clyde Simmons one more time. How lucky can a guy get? Oh, they're going to try a field goal.
Well, maybe they just find out how far the rookie can kick it.
Yeah.
52 yards as a collegian.
48-yard attempt. Ooh. There might be a few people pretty interested in this kick, and you know what I mean. It's wide.
It was wide and under.
It was certainly, it was right on, I think. It was, I believe the ONU was 38 tonight.
It's Kotite. What a great job he has done. And Jimmy Johnson, you've built yourself one for the future. And we'll be seeing a lot of that young man, Troy Aikman.
That was a push to the right, you might say.
You guys.
Now, of what do you speak?
Give us some good music to go off with.
Well, big night for the Eagles. They win it 31-7, undisputed possession of first. Talk to you next week from Washington. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deardorff. Good night from Philadelphia.
Saturday in ABC.
Can't refuse. Coming up next. With some expletives that were anything but deleted, at least to the ear of his quarterback. Sports. But delete an offer you can't refuse. Coming up next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Welcome once again to Sports Center with Mike Tirico. I'm Tom Mees. And Mike, the NHL season opens Tuesday night with a potential Philadelphia superstar being showcased on ESPN, but
another group of Philadelphia stars on display Monday night, and a big display and an impressive one. What else is new for the Eagles? Tons of storylines in this game. The NFC's only unbeaten's going head-to-head. Revenge for the Eagles' 11-sack game last year, and the Cowboys keeping Philly from postseason. Can Randall stay this hot? Will Emmitt Smith be the first runner to get 100 against the Eagles' defense in 50 games? And the other runner, Herschel Walker, gets his shot at revenge at Dallas. A lot to watch with Dallas in Philly for the Monday Nighter. And on the very first play at the sold-out Vet, the tone was set. Troy Aikman rolling right. Reggie White forces him further that way. Intentional grounding. The flag comes down, and the pressure would be on Aikman all evening. 2 plays later, an ill-advised pass over the middle. John Booty steps up, makes the interception, and brings it back in great distance for the first drive of the Eagles. And Jimmy Johnson got the feeling early it was going to be this kind of night. Eagle ball, 3rd and goal from the 1. Watch Randall roll right, beat Vincent Smith. How many times have you seen him do this and take it into the end zone? The Eagles take a 7-0 lead. Then on the ensuing kickoff, indicative of the hitting in this game, Heath Sherman. What a hit on Kelvin Martin. Somersaults the former BC Eagle to the ground. But the Cowboys get back up. This pass tipped and hung on to by Michael Irvin. It's a race. Eric Allen tries to catch the speedy Irvin, and he does inside the 25. 5 plays later, it's 3rd and goal. Aikman goes back to Kelvin Martin. Watch the great individual move. The spin move, the balance, and the end zone. He beat Isel Jenkins, tied at 7. Philly takes a 10-7 lead. Cowboys come back. Aikman should have thrown this one away. It gets tipped by William Thomas, intercepted by Wes Hopkins. 10-7. The Eagles lead at halftime. 3rd quarter, more of the same. Aikman under pressure, not sharp. Seth Joyner gets a piece, and Byron Evans gets the INT easily. And then the Eagle ground game started to wear down Dallas's defense. Herschel Walker, vintage Herschel. Look at him. He lost his shoe, but this guy can throw a shoe and still get in the end zone. Shoeless Herschel, 10-yard touchdown, 17-7. Later in the 3rd, more misfortune. Aikman to the fullback, Darrell Johnston, hit hard, popped up in the air. Not for long would the lineman hold on to it. He was forced to fumble, and the Eagles would come back, get the ball, and run it down their throat. Run the clock and run Herschel to the end zone. 19 rushes, 86 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for Herschel. And the Eagles, a very impressive statement. 31-7 over the Cowboys. Randall completed just 11 passes through his first interception of the year, but he controlled the offensive tempo of this game. Emmitt Smith, 69 yards. No one's gone over 100 in 50 games against the Birds. And the defense, 3 interceptions, 4 turnovers. The Eagle defense, the story for these Birds.
Our strength lies in our defensive line, getting the pass rush, getting the pressure. And in order to have that, you have to shut down the run. You have to take away the run and put them in a situation where they have to pass, take away the play action, which will hold the coverage.
The second half, we were able to really, shut it down and get some pressure. Plus, the offense gave us a lot of confidence with the way they were putting the ball in the end zone.
The Minister and company doing the job. Last year, the Eagle defense became the 5th in NFL history to lead in all 3 categories, rushing, passing, and overall defense. They may repeat. Now, Aikman threw the ball a lot because Dallas was trailing, so they gave up more passing yards than normal. Minnesota is giving up 1 less yard per game in pass defense. Otherwise, the Eagles are the best in the league. Right now, they're the best in every other category. They are 4-0, Tom.
Mike, the price of a ticket to a Pittsburgh Penguins defeated teams in the NFL thanks to their 31-7 thrashing of the Dallas Cowboys Monday night at Bet Stadium. How and why did it happen? Well, let's break it down for you as we go to the city of brotherly love. Herschel Walker was contained in the first half. Yes, in the first half. The Cowboys defense was swarming. Walker, a 2nd and goal, stuffed at the goal line. Now watch the line play. Here on the Eagles offensive line, they couldn't pick up the Cowboy linebackers and safeties. No downfield blocking for Walker, so James Washington makes the tackle. Here they don't pick up Robert Jones, and Herschel gets stuffed again. First half, Walker only 25 yards rushing. In the second half, the Eagles picked up the Cowboy linebackers. The center, David Alexander, blocks Ken Norton, which allows Walker to gain 7. The Eagles also ran Walker to the outside to avoid the Cowboy linebackers, and he's got speed. You can't coach that. Walker was determined in the second half against his former team. Watch him plow over Ken Norton Jr., rumble into the end zone for 9-yard TD. The second half, he had 13 carries and 61 yards and 2 scores. And his teammate, number 41, Keith Byers, makes a great block on a blitzing Robert Jones, and Walker does the rest.
it was just great blocking. All I had to do is run, and I saw Fred Burnett throwing great blocks downfield. And, you know, it's an overall game. It's not just one person making it, but we all 11 got to go out and make it, and that's what we did on both of them.
Rushing attack, well, look at this. They're almost double the average number of yards, 151 a game to 87. They outrushed the Cowboys 2-1, 160 to 80 on Monday. And if you give Randall Cunningham a rushing game, he's proving that he could go all the way.
And it will be intriguing. Eagles go to Kansas City on Sunday, short rest, and two power teams going head-to-head. Should be a fun game Sunday. Something you did not know when Tom and I come right back. So stay with us.
The hard way, Eagles fans were having trouble mastering the complexities of the alphabet, while Randall Cunningham spelled out the difference between the two teams.
Hey, just be patient. They're pumped up, man. We're pumped up too, but we're older and we're mature, so we just relax and go down the field. Not make mistakes, man. We used to make young mistakes. We don't make them anymore.
The Eagles' defense is indeed mature, and the time was right for its forte, the turnover. Old pro Wes Hopkins gathered the Birds' second interception while Jimmy Johnson tried to settle his young squad.
Right back to it. We're going to be fine. We'll get it right back.
The issue, however, may not have been Cowboy calm, but rather Eagle execution, as the league's most dominating defense demolished Dallas. Like an inevitable gallows, doomsday was unavoidable, even though the Cowboys knew their executioner.
Got a TT! The toss right to E was fine. He got all over him. The backer was hanging like John says. Okay, Nate? 56 is hanging.
Number 56, Byron Evans, was hanging around in the right area.
He's hit. The football is intercepted as he tries to throw.
And left the Cowboys twisting in the wind.
Cowboys territory at the 40.
Adding insult to injury, Herschel Walker ran for 2 scores as the Eagles ran against the Kansas City Chiefs.
How you doing? Welcome to the NFL Game of the Week. Go Broncos! Go Broncos! Go Broncos!
Several hours, but I think the surroundings there will be a little...
Yeah, look, you know, you did a great job. She spoke. I'm thrilled, really, but I don't have the money.
No, it will cost you nothing, Mr. Church. We'll deal with her family when we find them. I'm sure they'll find my services invaluable once they realize that I'm the one who has reunited them with their, what, daughter, wife, or whomever. Yes, there's some lovely things.
To see the AFC Raiders battle the NFC Philadelphia Eagles. In the words of benched Eagle quarterback Randall Cunningham, this week has been a ball of confusion. Well, veteran Jim McMahon, it is the hope of these fans, will try to unravel the tangle in the Eagles' nest. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. Headline news, if even put Bill Clinton down on the front page of the Enquirer on Tuesday. Headlines again today. Cunningham sits down. Jim McMahon takes over at quarterback.
And, you know, Dick, when we talk to the Philadelphia Eagles, they bring up a lot of names of guys who are not here. Buddy Ryan mentioned Keith Jackson. It's on the mind of the Eagles. Andre Waters, the great safety, out with a broken leg. And this team never stops talking about the memory of Jerome Brown.
Cunningham, it is promised, will start against Green Bay next week. McMahon gets the call today. Art Shell, the Raider coach, knows all about benching quarterbacks. Jay Schrader had the game of his life, the best ever by the Raiders on the road earlier this year.